But Atomy is totally different. We have totally changed all this structure. So that's what Atomy is doing right now. So there's this Fair Trade Commission in Korea that supervises these business activities, and they gave a award to Atomy. And the commissioner of the Fair Trade Commission recognized me as the excellent business owner, and we received that award. And the person next to me on the right side is the commissioner, and I received the award. So even when we got the Export Tower Award from the president, I didn't really go there in person. But when I was receiving this award, I went there. So the commissioner of the Fair Trade Commission is like the prosecutor for taking all the bad guys in the industry. So if we are to receive the award from this commissioner, it feels like I'm getting an award from the top prosecutor in the world. And there's CCM, Customer Centered Management Certificate. And we received the certificate for the 6 consecutive years for 3 times. This is really a difficult one to get. Why? Even if there's only one complaint received by the Fair Trade Commission, we cannot get the award. So from millions of companies, only a few received the CCM certificate, and Atomy is one of them. And Atomy could achieve this because from the beginning, I had this vision to make Atomy a respected business, the top class company. That's what I declared from the beginning. And to be number one in every field. That's what I declared from the beginning. So at the beginning, I focused on this number one philosophy. So be number one in terms of product quality and number one in terms of price affordability and be number one in terms of the size of the company. And I really wanted to achieve this, to be number one in terms of the number of high income earning business members. I don't like the color, the design. So I didn't have any employees back then, so this is what I made by myself back then. Anyway, among 500 distribution companies, we are number one in terms of the stability index. The liability ratio, there's no other company that has low liability as Atomy right now. 26.9%. Some people might say, oh, still you have liability. Maybe you don't have knowledge about the accounting. So when we say we don't have liability, it means that we don't pay any interest. And when we get the product in the warehouse, then the product is accounted as our products and we pay the cash in 1 week. And that amount of the product for that 1 week is counted as liability.
And you make purchases and you make the deliveries. And how about the rewards? Maybe 1 week, 15 days. That is also debt because it's not paid yet. And we hold the cash. So that is Atomy. So among the revenues, sales revenues, the rewards that will go to you, we are holding them as cash. So it's daily. It's daily clearance system. It's really clearing out. We don't have that at all. We can just make the rewards go So that is the system that Atomy has. So when it comes to stabilization indices, we are number one in we are number one in Korea. That's how this accomplishment happened. Of course, flexibility ratio is top four, number four, but the top four have very similar figures. So comprehensively talking, we have the biggest stability indices. So based on the financial conditions or status, we cannot go bankrupt. We will be the last company to go bankrupt. Okay? Stability wise, we are number one. So anyways, at the beginning of Atomy, we were envisioning number one, becoming global company. So that is what we were talking about at the beginning as well. And when did I started saying that? When I was riding a carnival, second-hand carnival, I only had a few people in the seminar, and that's when I started envisioning this. Back then, in my company, within the company, I didn't even have money. We as a company didn't have money to go fly to the US. No flight ticket. And it was 2 million Korean won for a second-hand carnival car. Because as I told you, my first business went bankrupt. And back then, I had a lot of debt, and the remaining money, yeah, I will pay you back. If not, I don't know. So gave I gave the debtor everything that I had. So I had to take the bus, take the subway to take care of the stocks from my fallen down company, and my fingers were broken back then. So I still have broken fingers. They're not broken, but they're not working very well. So I met a lot of people, explained about the products and sold them. So I think it was 1 million that I got as profit by selling the products. So I I was on the subway, and it was very hard to just carry all the products all the way. So I earned 3 million won to get a car, and I wasn't able to find any car that I can buy with 3 million. So I went all the way down to the local area of Korea to buy a car. And this car dealer asked for 3 million won, the amount. So I told him, Mister, I have 3 million, but I have to go back. I repeated I repeated this for 4 hours straight to explain about my situations, my financial situations. And then he was saying, I bought it at 2.8 million. Just get it then. So I bought this car at 2.8 million. And going global, sales number one, and the reward, and 1 billion with the forklift, everything that I said has become a reality. It happens. It is possible. So everyone, I'm telling you, what I want to tell you here is you have to use your tongue. You have your tongue, right? Use your tongue. On a ship, on a very huge ship, there's a key at the back of the ship that determines the direction of the ship, the whole ship. And our tongue is the key. So the direction will be determined based on the key, the tongue, when it comes to our body. So even to our kids, to our children, if you say, what are you going to do when you grow up? You have to grow up. be mature, and your kids will become that. So don't say things that are negative to your kids. When I was very young, my mother told told me very good things. But in my neighborhood, a lot of other dads to their own sons are, you're gonna ruin your own life, etc. And they actually were not successful, the kids. And my mother was very different. You're very kind, you're a nice kid, you're very honest. When I was running errands for her, I never cheated. I never took away even a coin, because I knew that if I did that, my mother would give me the coins, give me the remaining the left money to me after the errand. So saying good things, I think, is very important. So there, it could be, it could not feel real for now, but you have to make a declaration, declare it. That is very important. So at the very beginning of this company, I was chanting a lot of different things, and even donation, we're number one. From 2021 to 23, compared to our sales revenues, the ratio of donation is number one in Korea. I think we should be proud of it because it's donation, it's for society. The great place to work in Asia, top two. Number two in Asia. And number one in Korea. I think the number one is in Saudi Arabia, I guess. Maybe the princess in Saudi Arabia were doing some business. So that's the research that I got. Our employees made votes. And the most respected CEO in Korea, multi-level marketing, the CEO is being respected for 4 consecutive years. That's amazing. I think that person will become Emperor Master. That person who shouted just now. So those crazy people, those people who are insane, become Emperor Masters from my experience. So we make declarations. That is the point. The things that I mentioned at the beginning of Atomy, they're more than, they're realized already. They have become reality. Another one, another accomplishment, $300 million of export tower. And another one, Hemohim, for 3 consecutive years, health functional food export product number one. As an export product. Best seller in Korea. The best, number one best. We just made a declaration that we go number one. Another one, another accomplishment? Absolute Cosmetics, our products. Number one in beauty sector. For 5 consecutive years within the same industry. At the beginning of the business, people were laughing at me. These cannot work. But now, I'm more Pacific, LG Cosmetics, LG Life and Health. There are a lot of commercials from them, but we are selling better than them in cosmetics industry. Another accomplishment? Our toothpaste plush. We are export product number one. So if you take a look, our export ratio is 43. No, it's not 43. 13.5% among total export volume. And LG, Amore Pacific, and other brands are following us among quasi drugs. So, quasi drug export number one. So we just made a declaration that we go number one. And we became number one. And in your life as well, you declare that you will be Imperial Master. You have to declare that to become one. Okay? So, my philosophy, going number one. When I was talking about this philosophy, Imperial Master is here at the seats. Did you believe me? Did you believe in that? I'm saying these have become reality. Some people, some of the Imperial Masters, they didn't calculate at all. They just followed me because they were insane. But most of them, most of others, didn't believe in me. 2030, network marketing industry number one. That is the declaration that I'm making now. Number one currently is Amway that we respect so much. And by 2023, we declare, because they are 10 trillion and we are 2 trillion. So we can just go 5 times to surpass Amway. So before Chuseok holidays, for 2 weeks, there were leaders workshops, global workshops. What kind of workshop? We have to become number one in each country. If we become number one in each country, and we will become global number one collectively. So I asked them, do you think you can become number one in your country? They say, of course, we can do it. So then give me some plans, action plans. So there were presentations by them. They're all saying that we are confident that we can do it. And we made promises. I made promises to them. The current employees, we don't want to increase the number of employees, but we make our sales revenues 5 times, and your salaries will become 5 times naturally. That is one of my promises. My words become a reality. The salary right now is not low. Korean headquarters average salary is 100 million per person. So it begins from 60 million, and 100 million is the average, and 5 times 500 million. And among them, there could be ones that get more than that, a few times than that. The CEO gets 500 million. Still less than Imperial Masters. 5 times, then 2.5 billion. I think that's fair. I don't think there's any problem with that. Because contractors get a lot of money and employees are always behind the scenes, working so tirelessly, and what do I have to do for them? Salaries. Make the salaries 5 times bigger. They made recordings. I made promises. But I'm very scared to say words because words become reality. 5 times the salary. Now it's official. I'm making an official declaration. I have to honor my promise, right? However, don't worry. Maybe you're worried that your rewards could lower down. You don't have to worry about it because our employees are so capable and the portion of labor cost is only 2%.
So if we increase the sales revenue by 5 times and still is 2%, is it from your commission? No, it's from the sales revenue. We never touch your commission. Don't worry about the commission. You shouldn't worry that I will take out some money from your commission to give it to my employees. So there was promise to this. I will not increase the number of employees, But still, this is possible. We'll increase the sales revenue. We are using the computer system to get the sales revenue and manage the money. So when we increase the sales revenue by 5 or 6 times, it doesn't mean that we need to increase the number of employees. We don't need to hire any more employees. Still, it will be more easier for employees to work. We renewed the data system. So without that sophisticated data system, we cannot really manage the Linux system of the 50 million members. So we need to operate this huge server, and we are operating the global logistics. And we have like more than 40 warehouses across the world. And for each category, each item, we need to manage the inventory, and we need to give the information to the production line, and we need to take the record where this is going, whether it is in transit, whether it's being unloaded from the US port, where it is going through the expressway, in which country. We need to take all these things and record. So the whole world should be managed with the system. So to be able to do this, we need to have a huge investment in the data system. And we already made that. I'm not asking you to do this. I can see some people are worried about this. You don't need to worry about it. The company has already done it. So what you need to do is really simple. What should you be doing? I will be the Imperial Master who earns more than 100 million won a year, and I will do this business. Let's do this together. I'll also make you the Imperial Master. And the products are like cosmetic products and daily necessities, and it's the top quality. It even got Sejong King Award. I'm not going to explain what Sejong King Award is. It will get really long. So it's even greater than Chang Yeong-sil Award. Korea is the #1 country in terms of the number of invention patents, and only the #1 from the 100,000 different products get this Sejong King Award. You know, Korea is the powerhouse of shipbuilding, semiconductors, airplanes. Still, there are so many patents in these different fields, and among them, cosmetic product got #1. This absolute cosmetic product you have is #1 from the patent office in Korea. You know, European cosmetic products, really expensive ones, where the beautiful models advertise. You know, I will tell you a secret of this industry. Do you believe that those celebrities got beautiful skin from that cosmetic? No. You know, this is top secret. These celebrities, those models, they were beautiful the moment they were born. So it's not because of the cosmetics. So maybe you think it's expensive, so it should be really good, but it's not. The ones that are really expensive, like 100,000 won from the duty-free shop you find in the airport, you know, like 30 to 40% are taken by the airport, and the celebrities from the commercial, they take like 30%. So almost 70 to 80% of the money you give to the cosmetic are not really for the products. But we don't have commercials, we don't pay for the rent in the shop. So with that alone, we can reduce the price by 1/5. So some people are mistaken that if the price is really high, then the quality should be high. But we don't have all those mobiles. We increase the good active ingredients. We are using the best ingredients. So we are only investing money for the ingredients that are good for your skin. Then the rest of them is given as the commission. That's how we can sell a very good quality product at a good price. That's the system of Atomy. Don't you think you need to do this business? It's worth trying, right? You know, you cannot be really successful from operating a shop in your neighborhood. Some guy said, when I become successful with Atomy, I'm going to open a shop. Some shop owner and restaurant owners say, is your business going well? Yeah, but it's so exhausting. I want to quit it. So even if it's going well, it's really difficult to maintain that. And you know, there's the doctor from Atomy, and he was a really smart guy, and he's doing all those proctology surgeries, looking at people's ass. And this guy, fortunately, is operating the proctology clinic, and at the same time, he's doing the Atomy business. So the smart people will all come to Atomy to do business here. So number one goal is to be number one in Korea, and number two goal will be number one in the world. So 10 trillion is not our ultimate goal. We'll become the hub of distribution. What do I mean by this? Atomy will be the channel for all distribution industries. We have E-Mart and Walmart, Amazon, Alibaba. So we're going to surpass all these companies and become number one? Yes. Yeah, that's what we'll do.